What's going on, Evil Street Shark fam, and what's going on, new subscribers? So from the last videos with the second compressor not working, today I decided to, after I finish work, come home and mess with the compressors. I know it's been a long day. It's already past 5 o'clock. Luckily there's still some daylight out. You guys know how it is working a 9-to-5 job, and then by the time you get home it's already dark. It is what it is. But one thing I just figured out, which I am probably guessing is the red wire that connects to the harness or whatever that goes to the compressor. I'm guessing it needs to get re-crimped with another quick disconnect. So I'm going to show you guys this. So what I did was, and I'm going to turn the car on for you guys. So the car is kind of cold, so we're going to turn the car on. The remote comes on. Right, so right now it's at 163 because I just tested this, right? So usually when it gets to like below 170, the compressors will come on, right? So what I'm going to do is air the car all the way up, right? So I'm going to air it all the way up, right? And the car is going to go to the ride height. As you guys see, we're on the all the way up position, right? And I noticed my compressors didn't come on, right? So what I did was, I know these compressors and these connections are working over here, right? So what I did was I plugged this is the black and red wire for this compressor, and I know the connections to the harness on this side is working. The issue we're having is basically over here on this side. So this goes to the harness and these are the other two compressors, right? So what I did was, the first thing I did was plug the red over here on this side and a black wire to whatever ground, right? And this compressor came on. Finally, the compressor came on, right? So now I did it for the other side. So I plugged the black for that compressor into right there, and I plugged the red into the connection over here, and I just aired up, and guess what? The compressors did not come on. So my guess is, and this looks like it's falling off too, and it doesn't even look like a good connection, which I will show you guys. I may just have to put another quick disconnect, and it's getting a bad connection. I'm trying to find the tester so I can show you guys how to use a tester, but I can't find it, and I can't find it. So I'm gonna try to find the tester and see maybe if this is the issue. So, but let me show you how this looks. So this is how it looks if the camera will focus 3 days later. I'm gonna try to find a tester instead of just going to re-crimp it and see if it works. I want to see if that is the actual solution, which this isn't getting connection, and I can show you guys how to use a tester altogether. So I'm gonna try to look for it real quick and then get back to you guys. Look how quick it pumps the air, guys. This is crazy. So I'm gonna go back down to my ride height, right? And then I'm gonna air up. what's going on, guys? So come to find out, this right here is the culprit. That right there is the culprit for the reasons why the compressor isn't working. Yo, I am so mad. So what we did was basically, which I didn't show, but basically the tester that we have is like a Phillips screwdriver, right? So it's like a Phillips screwdriver that kind of like that has a tip, and you point it on the ground, and then inside of the, like kind of like a screwdriver, it lights up when it tells you, okay, there's current going through it. So we connected it to it and checked, put a current to the wire, where the copper wire is, and point it to a ground or something, and it didn't light up. So you know what? I was like, let's go see. Okay, we're not getting no connection, but the other one we're getting connection to, the one compressor that's working. So I was like, you know what? Let me go check the fuse. So I went to go check the fuse, and I looked at, because there is 2 fuses. So when there's 2 fuses that go to the battery, right? I looked at the one fuse, right? And I did not look at the other fuse. Come on, guys, come on. But yes, I looked at the one fuse is fine, and I did not look at the other fuse. So come to find out that the other fuse was blown. That's why it's not getting any connection to the second compressor. I cannot believe this, man. I cannot believe this. So it blew, and this was the culprit. So as soon as I put another fuse in, as you guys saw, the 2 compressors came on, and it pumped air to the tank. And of course it pumps these brand new compressors pump air to the tank like that. I think it took like what, 5-7 seconds to pump it, to fill up the tank. That was sick. So definitely it is what it is. But one thing that I'm like, okay, did I basically just buy new compressors for no reason? Did I just buy new compressors for no reason? In my opinion, I think no, I didn't just buy new compressors for a reason, because the one compressor that was working was pumping air very slowly, and then at times it will pump air, like it will pump air for like, I guess 5 pounds of PSI, and then it would just stop and say compressor freeze. And it kept doing that over and over and over again, and it was not as strong as these new compressors. So my guess is that one compressor was probably more than likely going out, because it's been running by itself for a little bit of time and it's extremely cold, and all the times it's just been pumping air. So my guess is that compressor overall was probably going bad in general. So more than likely that compressor is bad, but the other one is fine. So what I'll do is, of course, hold on to the other compressor and rebuild that compressor. I could probably rebuild both compressors. So that's all I'll do. I'm gonna hold on to the old compressors, rebuild them, and show you guys how to rebuild them compressors. Because of course I just put these brand new compressors in, and then the only way to test it is I gotta unbolt the other one to put the new one in, which isn't a pain. It's pretty easy, as you guys seen. For the install video for the compressors is pretty easy. Of course, you get the brand new compressor, you put the filter on, you put the Teflon tape on the threads, quick disconnects on the black and red wire, hook up the compressor, boom, the compressor is good to go. I would say definitely air suspension, which a lot of people are debating about getting air suspension. I would say air suspension, everything is basically plug and play, and it's really not that hard to troubleshoot, in my opinion. Everything is basically plug and play. To troubleshoot an issue, okay, to check airlines, spray some soapy water and see where it's leaking, if it's leaking or anything. If it's an electric issue, you have a tester. You could check the fuses if they go bad. I would say air suspension is pretty easy. Everything is plug and play. To troubleshoot everything, there is a process, and this is how you fix it. And boom, you fix it. You figure out what the problem is. You fix it. Boom, you're back to 100% now. I would definitely say air suspension is pretty easy to troubleshoot. Everything from Airlift Performance that I have my kit from, everything is basically, they recreate the OEM strut into like their own coilover air suspension system. So that is one thing I like about Airlift. So everything is perfect to the T. That's why I really highly recommend get airlift suspension for your car, or air ride suspension in general. But airlift, in my opinion, is the best. I'm gonna be honest. Of course, I make mistakes. I forget to check some stuff. And plus, I don't know anything about cars. I'm actually learning about everything, but I'm willing to take the risk and share the experience with you guys. So that's why I tell you guys, if I can do it, you guys can do it too. All the videos that I'm making, all the stuff that I did for this car, I've never done this before. So if I can do it, guys, you can do it too. But that's it for the video. Smash the like button if you guys like this video, and also if there's anything that you guys want to achieve, if there's a goal that you have in mind, find your inner drive, the thing that makes you get up every single day and take a step forward toward your goals and go after it every single day. Peace. Shout out to the Evil Street Strike fam. Definitely smash the subscribe button on the left here, and also hit the notification bell to be notified of new videos. Click the link right here below of the latest video that's out right now.